What's up, guys? Scott Martin here. Scott Martin Challenge. We are in the brand new Bass Pro Shops in Tampa, Florida, right here in front of the Islamorada Fish Company. I tell you what, we got an awesome show for today. We're going down the Florida Keys, and we're going to be fishing giant Goliath grouper and sharks with my special guest, world famous Captain Wild Bill from the Deadliest Catch, and famous guide Steve Impallomeni. This show is going to be awesome. Stay tuned.
Oh, 14 pounds, 5 ounces.
There he is. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Woo! Game time! Woo! Oh. Look at that fish! Unbelievable! I'll tell you what, Steve, I am excited and nervous at the same time. We've got the fighting belt, dude. We've got the big giant reels, the big Akuma 50 wides.
We're ready to go.
Shark fishing, Goliath grouper fishing. You know, we've done some crazy challenges. I did a 1,000-pound tuna last year in Nova Scotia. And when I started thinking about this show, I thought, I want to go to the Keys. I want to try to get with Steve. I want to try to catch a big shark. I want to try to catch maybe a Magnum Goliath grouper. And let's just do an epic challenge today, man.
Let's do it, man.
I told Steve, I said, Steve, I've got a ringer. For this show, I'm bringing in the heavyweight. I tell you what, I was a little worried, to be honest with you. We're talking about catching some of the deadliest fish in the sea. Giant sharks, giant Goliath grouper. I had to bring in a ringer, dude.
Yeah, who's that?
Discovery Channel's Deadliest Catch, Captain Wild Bill. You know, we're catching some of the deadliest fish in the sea, and we've got to have the deadliest catch guy, Bill. And when Bill walked up, Steve's jaw dropped.
So last year I run into Scott and he says, hey, do you ever want to do a show? You know, I've done a couple of these, and I said, I'd love to. So lo and behold, I get a message, call Scott. And I happen to be on the middle of the Bering Sea hauling crab pots. Here I am in the Bering Sea, I'm hauling crab pots, and I kind of get a little insight that he might be wanting to do something together this summer. So I get on the sat phone and he answers and he's like, who is this? I said, it's Captain Billy. So what are you doing? I said, I'm hauling crab pots. I love to fish, and hauling pots can be really grueling and boring, and I've just done it for so many years. So I get on the phone with him, he's like, hey, come on down, we're gonna do some stuff. And I'll cut to the chase. He said, you know, when you're done doing that, you wanna come down south and let's do some fishing. I said, well, what do you wanna do? And he said, I guarantee you it's gonna be exciting. And he didn't lie.
Let's get after it, man. Let's get in the water. Let's get this challenge going.
I'm ready.
All right, man.
So I show up this morning, you know, we get on the boat, we go over to the Bahia Honda Bridge, and he's not really telling me, Scott's not telling me what's going on. I'm pretty sharp, so I'm looking at the rods and reels, and I see some pretty big tackles, pretty good size hooks, some hefty line, and I figure we're gonna go after something big.
I'll tell you what, guys, you know, I'm nervous about this challenge because we've never caught sharks right here, but they live here. I've never caught the giant Goliath grouper, but I've heard stories about how big they are. Now, I brought in Captain Wild Bill. He's the ringer, right? Deadliest Catch, Discovery Channel, I mean, mega stuff. But I've got another special guest for you. Today's show is all about the special guest. I've got my boy Steve, I've got Captain Wild Bill from the Deadliest Catch, and we even have a guest cameo with Mountain Man from Duck Dynasty and my friend Camo Man. These guys are driving around in a camouflage boat. How many camouflage boats do you see in the Florida Keys?
What's going on, guys?
Well, I declare, Lake Wild Bill.
Hey, buddy. Good seeing you.
I don't know whether we're duck hunting or fishing here.
Hey, Mountain Man, I keep hearing that Camo Man's got a couple Goliath grouper secret spots he might show us.
Yeah, he's got it secret, all right. I'm not sure I know where it's at, so don't try to get nothing out of me.
We can't get you to spill the beans?
No, well, how much money y'all got?
We're gonna come find you, what, a little bit around slack tide?
Yeah, we're getting ready. We'll probably fish for another 30 minutes or so. It's getting slow enough for me. I'm gonna go down and try to get some bait and get him to come in a little bit. But
What do you think, Mountain Man?
I think it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong.
We'll see you shortly.
yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
Wild Bill.
Good seeing you guys.
Wild Bill,
All right,
good to
Looking
see
forward
you
to it.
guys.
You know, it's game time now. Steve's got the amberjacks, he's got barracuda. We're set up on the Bahia Honda Bridge. He's cutting chunks out, we're hooking things on, dragging them behind the boat, getting this nice blood chum slick going behind the boat. And sure enough, right off the bat, I see a big dark shadow coming up in the chum slick. Hey, today is all about Wild Bill. Wild Bill is the Deadliest Catch guy. I'm gonna see how deadly he can put it on him. All right.
So what is it? You're talking me having back there. You want to do something crazy? That's why you called me?
That's right.
It wasn't long till they handed me a rod and bam, we're hooked up to a shark.
Oh, oh. Fish on.
Oh man, fish on.
There we go.
Here you go, Bill. Let me take that.
We're rolling on that one.
Nice.
Oh, little bull, little bull.
Nice.
Hey Scott, you want to?
You been lipping?
You need?
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
dude, look at him. He's tripping. That didn't take long, did it?
Hell no, we got him in.
Dude, oh, look at that Trokar all the way through. That's why I bass fish for those things. Look at that point sticking all the way through that tough part of that fish's mouth.
My first fish since I've been off the boat from crabbing. I'm always looking forward to it. Great day so far.
Glad
We're
to
not
make it
done.
happen.
The tide's changing, and now it's time to switch gears and see if Wild Bill's up for this next challenge.
Engel Coolers has designed a line of heavy-duty coolers that are built for more than just keeping things cold. Fishing, tailgating, backpack coolers, and overland fridge freezers. Engel is a legend in reliability. Check us out at an Engel cooler retailer near you. The Scott Martin Challenge is brought to you by Trokar, the world's sharpest fish hook. Ranger Boats, still building legends, one at a time. And by Evinrude, introducing the all-new Evinrude E-TEC G2. This segment of the Scott Martin Challenge is brought to you by Startron. Startron enzyme fuel treatment cures and prevents ethanol fuel problems. PowerPole, swift, silent, secure. And by P-Line, delivering the leading edge of quality high-performance fishing line.
For this next challenge, we're gonna need some assistance. We head over to the camouflage boat. There's Mountain Man sitting there all by himself. I'm thinking, where's Camo Man?
Camo Man's in dive gear and I'm going, what is going on?
Camo Man's in the water. He pops up with scuba gear on and says, giant Goliath grouper on these bridge pylons.
Along the way, we find out there's 400, 500, 600-pound fish below the bridge.
So your timing is critical, you know, to fish for these Goliath grouper. You got a little window of you know, the last of one tide going into the slack and the beginning of the next, and it was crazy to see Camo Man go down there and try and hand feed these in that short window.
You know, with the SMC, I'm always trying to think of something interesting and different, and we're gonna try to hand feed and hand line a Goliath grouper, and this has never been done before.
This is exciting.
This is epic. This is the first time ever.
The problem is they're facing that way because the tide turned.
That's all right.
They had been coming right out to me, but I go up there and put it in on.
Well, if it's in those pylons, we're gonna have a problem getting them out. So try to get them out as far as you can.
Just pull on them a little bit.
This is crazy, dude. This has never been done before. This has never been done before.
Well,
This is
when you
first
called me
time.
on the boat, you said we're gonna do some crazy stuff. You didn't tell me what it was, so here it is.
What do you think, Steve? Is this crazy?
This is nuts, man. Let's get...
But these fish are being a little spooky. I'm not sure if Camo Man's scaring them or if they're scared of Wild Bill.
Some of these Goliath grouper can get up to 500-600 pounds easy. I've actually seen them eat sharks whole.
Give a little pull, just a little bit, and if it pulls back, you know it's him. If it pulls back hard. I see the fish in his hand, I think. I see that white thing down there.
Yeah, I do see that.
Heart rate is just climbing. Man.
We need the heart monitor on you.
Oh, it's crazy. Don't have any idea what to expect here when this thing takes off.
It's
So.
scary.
All right, so we're underneath the bridge. I'm hearing all these reports of this big fish. My heart rate's been pumping. I'm so excited about it. I want the challenge. So I'm standing, I'm all excited. Current starts ripping, diver can't stay down, can't keep the bait in front of the fish, so we weren't able to hook up then. But actually, I'm fired up about catching one of these fish.
All right, so you tried, man. That was an epic deal. There were some big ones down there.
They're monsters. Lined up.
This was one of those days where you just couldn't get them to bite, huh? Well, man, we appreciate you trying. What'd you think about that, Mountain Man? Cool, huh?
That's pretty cool, all right. He got out of my sight, so I just kicked back and ate me a sandwich a little while.
He was supposed to let me know 30 minutes down just so I knew and hit the boat. I never heard anything.
I did. I hit it twice. You never come up.
All right, we're gonna get back after it. Shark time. Hey, thanks for your help.
You got it, man.
Mountain
Hammer it
Man,
down.
appreciate it. Camo Man.
Right on. We got this.
Closed captioning for the SMC is provided by Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler company. Rugged, durable, high-performance marine coolers and AC/DC overland fridge freezers. Check us out at your local retailer. This segment of the Scott Martin Challenge is brought to you by Okuma Fishing Tackle. There's no stopping Okuma. Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder. And by Live Target Lifelike Lures.
We start making the run across the Gulf of Mexico, and Steve says, watch your GPS map. Watch what happens here. We're zigzagging in and out of the channels. We pull up on the Gulf of Mexico side, and we start idling along. We watch the depth finder 3 or 4 feet deep, and then all of a sudden it drops into a deep hole. This is the spot.
All of a sudden we come across this deep hole. We stop, we drop the hook. Scott's up on the back of the outboard looking down, and the expression on his face told the story.
Big Goliath, big Goliath, big Goliath.
He's like, oh my God, look at this fish.
He's coming to you, hopping,
yeah.
He's all over it. Dude, he's all over
He just
it.
ate it. He just ate it.
He might have just ate it.
Yeah, well,
Oh yeah, dude, he's blowing mud. No.
Well,
Oh, here he comes, here he comes. He's hot, dude.
Let
He's
him
all
eat,
over
let
it.
him eat,
Big
let him
giant
eat.
one, dude.
Feed him.
yeah. We spot a fish instantly, you know, one of the biggest Goliaths I've ever seen. I mean, just a giant Goliath grouper.
Dude, he's big. He's all over it. This thing is monstrous. We're not real sure what's gonna happen. We drop it down and game on.
You got it?
There he is, fish on! Fish on, dude!
All of a sudden, there's chaos on the boat. Everybody's getting excited. My heart's racing. I don't know what to think. I've read stories about these fish. They're huge, you know, 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds of fish. It's craziness. All of a sudden, holy smokes, it's fish on.
You want me to go?
Rope.
Or you want to go back?
Well, we just gotta get him up.
Okay. I'm gonna get that other line out then. You got the. He's in, isn't he? Yeah.
Keep pressure. Keep pressure.
Yeah, these Goliath grouper are nothing but raw power. In fact, they're dangerous. They can bring you to your knees and pull you over the side. One wrong move and you know, things can go really wrong.
I don't know what to expect. In this rod, it's a 50. It's everything I can do to keep them going over the side and hanging on the rod. I'm like, hey, do we need to slack off on this drag? And they're like, no, we gotta tighten it up. I've done some crazy fishing, caught some big fish. It's all I can do to hang on to this thing. I swear I'm gonna go over the side.
You know, Wild Bill's a big guy, strong. I mean, this guy is the king of the Bering Sea. This guy, when you look up in the dictionary under dangerous or deadly, that's Wild Bill's picture sitting there. This guy knows what he's doing. But with this big rod and this big fish, it's a battle. This thing is giving him all he's got.
In my mind, I'm going, oh, no way. You know, there's not much stuff I can't do. I'm used to running through 50, 60, 70-foot seas. So I put my mind to it and I grab that rod tip. I go to bring it up to turn this fish around, and you know what? That fish said, oh, no, you don't. Next thing you know, I'm fully extended trying to hang on to the rod, because the last thing I want to do, ping, the rod takes off. Do you think I'd ever hear the end of that? No, I'm hanging on to this thing. I'm down on my knee. I'm trying I look so unorthodox. I don't even want to watch this footage.
You know, today's challenge is all about big tackle. I'm talking 500-pound P-line, big Okuma Makaira, super stiff rod. And Bill is a big, strong guy. He knows what he's doing, but he's having a hard time with this fish. To be honest with you, we really weren't prepared to hook into a fish this big.
All right, let me pull
Come on,
this
Bill.
Easier said than done, buddy.
Go after him, Scott.
Which way?
Ah, he's off.
And sure enough, the line finally breaks. You know, you win some, you lose some. This fish beat us.
He's off.
That was chaos, man.
Holy smokes.
Hey, was that wild or what?
I've never done anything like that.
That was like hooking a bus. I mean, it was 500-600 pound Goliath. We had him out. We got him in the rocks again. He got us out. I mean, ridiculous, dude.
I think I'll sit down. This is Wild Bill. I'm gonna take a lot of grief for that, but I don't care. I just got my butt kicked.
That fish pulled us back, I think.
Yeah.
Against drug the anchor
yeah,
through.
drug the anchor through, and yeah, so our anchor is now up in the hole.
I'm still vibrating from the fact that this fish beat me. I'm sitting on the edge of the boat. I'm shaking. It beat me, and I'm thinking, I need a little break. Scott doesn't want to quit. Next thing you know, baits are out. We got chum in the water.
Something just hit it, dude.
Bzzz, off goes a rod. He looks at me and smiles and says, "You're up."
Is your engine running a little rough, or are you still dealing with those ethanol issues like we all are? Well, be sure to stop in your local Bass Pro Shops, as they have a wide selection of fuel treatment systems, just like the Startron enzyme fuel treatment. This stuff works great on all motors, and it'll get you running fast on the water.
The Scott Martin Challenge is brought to you by Decked. In-vehicle storage systems keep your tackle and gear dry, secure, and organized. Tightlines UV, bite on sight. The Scott Martin Challenge is also brought to you by these valued partners.
Do you want more from the Scott Martin Challenge and have a chance to win some cool prizes or even a free fishing trip? Be sure to jump over to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. And be sure to also check out the Scott Martin Challenge on YouTube.
That buoy the balloon looking weird?
No,
Just a little bit.
I got little crap that's just, you look at my rod tip right now. I mean, it's
popping.
Yeah, it's going nuts.
I'm thinking, man, we're gonna get this Goliath grouper, but it breaks us off. I'm thinking we probably won't get another shot at the Goliath, but I still throw another bait out. Well, Steve gets excited. He says, we're gonna get one of these big sharks here in a minute. And then, all of a sudden, the second Goliath grouper rod goes off. Game on again. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh.
Great. Big one on, big one on! This fish is not even half the size of the first one, but it's owning Wild Bill. Again, he's getting snatched all over that boat like a rag doll. We're hanging onto the rod with him. We're doing everything we can. It was like a Chinese fire drill. I lose a flip-flop. I mean, it was chaos. Get the rod, it'll break.
Well, yeah. Oh.
It's under the boat. There you go.
Yeah, going
He's
up
in
for
the hole.
the...
Okay, he's out, real. We finally start to see color. We see this Goliath grouper coming up, and I'm thinking we are like 5 feet away from getting this fish boat side. And all of a sudden, there she pops. Oh, here he is.
There you go.
Here he is. We got him up. We got him up. Woo! It's not the giant one, but it's a good one, dude.
Go easy with him, go easy. Easy.
Nice, dude. Look at that grouper, dude. And that's the little one.
Oh.
Goliath grouper on the surface. Challenge 1. Put it in the books. Goliath grouper. Bam. We got it. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. He's biting my hand.
We want to get that hook out?
Not yet.
Your grandmother
Nice.
just kicked my butt. Holy smokes.
You see the tail though?
Yeah.
The tail on the other one's probably 5 times that
Are you
size.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh. We've got a shark. We've got a Goliath grouper. This is getting awesome.
Oh, and she says goodbye.
StarBrite and Startron have a product for every boat out there on the market. You know, the StarBrite line of cleaners is awesome. Whether you're cleaning your offshore boat, cleaning down your deck, or simply polishing the metal flake on your bass boat, the StarBrite cleaners have something for every customer out there. You know, I love the water spot remover, which I use to keep all the spots off my engine. I also use the Extreme Clean, which works great on getting the boat grime off. But again, StarBrite has a line of cleaners for every situation. And speaking of Startron, the best fuel additive out there on the market, if you want to prevent ethanol issues, check out the Startron. This stuff is awesome. And the best part about it, it's fuel-based. You add this simply into any of your gasoline or diesel motors, and it's gonna make them run so much better. And you know all the issues that we're having with ethanol nowadays, this stuff will prevent that. I'm thinking we're winding down. The day's pretty much over. We've got a long run back, and we're getting ready to reel everything in. And the one spinning rod, we've got one of the Akuma spinning rods out with a piece of cut bait. It's just sitting out there kind of doing its own thing. And all of a sudden we hear the drag screaming. The drag's like, I look over and that rod's doubled over. And I look at Wild Bill, I go, you're up, buddy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, shake.
Good fish on a spinning rod.
Woo! Man, that's what I'm talking about.
What a day, what a day.
Man, oh man, oh man.
So that's a lemon. That's probably about 55?
He's probably a little more than that.
Yeah,
He's probably about 75.
Yeah, that's a good,
Really?
that's
Yeah.
a good one, yeah.
Nice. We've had a hell of a day fishing, guys. Huh?
I tell you what,
You
man.
guys are amazing.
All right. We've done it. It was an awesome show, and I just can't tell you how awesome it was to have Wild Bill and Steve to be part of this. This was a lot of fun. Challenge 1, put it in the books.
Finished up with another shark. We got the Goliath. We got one that beat me, one I beat. We got a couple sharks. We got all the footage. We did everything you said we were going to do today.
Oh,
that
man.
was
I tell you
fantastic.
what,
job, brother.
Steve, awesome job. I tell you what, dude, we got it done. It was a challenge. It took us all day, but we had the biggest Goliath grouper I've ever had hooked on this boat on today. It kicked your butt, but it was awesome. It was a giant. Caught a big bull shark, caught a lemon shark. I mean, just so much action. It was so much fun. I tell you what, guys, if you're down in the Florida Keys and you want to experience some really cool fishing, whether it's shark fishing, tarpon fishing, flats fishing, Steve Impallomeni is the guy to track down. This guy knows his stuff down here. Had an absolute blast with you. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to be on a different body of water. Same challenge, though. Stay tuned. See you guys. Awesome deal, man. Hey,
Right, man.
I can't stop high-fiving.
Everything you said we were going to do, we did today. That was great.